Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Feazell, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge television talk show and radio talk show where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, beginning 2 p.m. on the Eastern Time Zone as I get to ride home with you in the afternoon. So much fun. We are syndicated on television. It's Abundance Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the podcast on thenewscasters.com. You can also find us on the radio. This is the big country station here in South Carolina. Man, I'm loving it. They play all kinds of great stuff, like the older classic country things. And they are classic country WZLA 92.9 FM. You can find them on the dial. You can also go to the website and listen to them as well. They play stuff like Group Alabama, Feels So Right. You know, those are my kinds of songs. They almost sound like 70s rock, kind of. So I really do love the music. Got a feeling Christmas and Dixie's going to be coming in there pretty soon by the Group Alabama as well. But again, thank you so much for watching. Continue sending email. I love them. Donna at donnasedge.com. Donna at donnasedge.com. And Nancy, you're not bothering me one bit when you send emails. You going ahead and do it, girl. Makes me feel good. Makes me feel like I'm doing something right in this world. But thank you so much for watching. I've got my friend Julia Christine with me right now. She has her own podcast.
I do.
Oh man, you're getting a group of followers here. Not only in South Carolina, Alabama, but all 50 states. It looks like you're getting a lot of email.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Keep it coming. I'm super excited because my podcast, I just celebrated 2 full years. I have 779 episodes. And so we just started season 3 and I'm loving it. So that's Life After Breath. And we're going to be on YouTube soon. So hopefully by the end of the month, I'll have my podcast on YouTube. But until then, anywhere you listen to your podcasts, you can find Life After Breath. And it's anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes a day. And it's super easy and honestly super healing. So I would encourage you to join me.
A lot of folks want healing right now. And I don't know if there are more family situational problems now, or maybe people are just a little bit more open about it. But a lot of emails that I have it's almost the same story. It's like, I dread Christmas. I dread Thanksgiving.
Right.
How can you answer those questions? How can you survive?
Well, it all comes back to what we often talk about, and it really is about taking care of yourself. It really is about making sure that you are listening to your body and listening to what feels good for you. If you walk into a situation or a conversation starts that you're uncomfortable, excuse yourself to the bathroom. Nobody knows you're not going to go in there and use it. Just go in there and wash your hands or pretend, or step aside to get yourself a glass of water. Carry a bottle or a glass of water with you so that if somebody asks you a question that you're uncomfortable with answering, or you feel yourself, reacting to it, take a deep breath, drink a glass of water. Nobody's going to balk at the fact that you need 10 seconds to get yourself centered in order to respond to their question and not react to their question. You are in control. Absolutely. Remember that nobody can make you mad. You can react to their behavior, but you are choosing to do that. And so that's where, instead of choosing to be upset and allow yourself to hurt, walk away. Mm-hmm. And we talked a little bit about this last time, I think, where it's like all of these, it's November 10th, right? The first holiday is 17 days away. And after that, we've got another month before Christmas, and people are already emailing you and saying, I am dreading Christmas. So basically what you're doing is you are already claiming that it's going to be a mess. You are already you're claiming that for yourself. Why would you do that? And I've said this here before, worrying about something is literally praying for something bad to happen because it hasn't happened yet. And so what you do is you release the fact that it's going to be bad. You release the idea that it could be bad. And you allow it to be what it is and protect yourself. Connect to yourself and get in touch with what does or doesn't feel good for you. And you'll be able to feel more of when your body's reacting. One of the things that I do on my podcast and that I encourage people to do, whether they listen to my podcast or not, is start taking some deep breaths in the morning and really pay attention. I'm not saying to pray. I'm not saying to meditate. I'm not saying to do any of those things. Those aren't the words I'm using. I'm saying feel your body breathe. We breathe all day, every day without a thought. I want you to actually feel the air filling your lungs. Feel your lungs expanding. Feel your tummy, your diaphragm rising and falling. Feel your chest rising and falling. Sometimes our shoulders rise and fall. Feel it. Do that every day for 3 to 5 breaths. And what's going to happen is you're literally training yourself to be aware of your body, so that when you do start to react, when somebody does start, your body will feel before you do. What's happening right now is making us uncomfortable. And so your heart will start to race, or maybe your stomach starts to drop out, and you're going to be able to feel those things before it actually happens. And so you're going to be able to say to yourself, whoa, I'm reacting to this already, and they haven't even finished their sentence. And so that's where you get to take some deep breaths, grab that glass of water, or before they even finish their sentence, say, excuse me, I really have to tinkle, and you're done. And you've removed yourself from a quote unquote negative situation. When you come back into the room, they're not going to be like, let me pick up where I left off. They've already passed that. You're done. You're out of whatever that is. So that's like very general information about like, how do you avoid it? First of all, don't look for it to happen. Yes, it may have happened every year up until this one, but guess what? You're a different person this year, because you're now paying attention to you and not to them. Mm-hmm. And remember that if they're attacking, if they are literally trying to poke your buttons, that has nothing to do with you. That has everything to do with them and their insecurities and whatever it is that's going on with them. And so you can back away from that and be like, it's not about me. I'm not going to take this on and let this ruin my day. Who cares that it's a holiday? I'm not going to let this ruin my day. I'm in a good mood because I'm choosing to be in a good mood, and I'm choosing to stay that way, which means I'm not going to let you get in my way of that. Does that make sense?
It does. And I've got a question for you right here. And this is from Lisa. And Lisa said, I used to be a gossiper, but I wasn't aware I was a gossiper. So she has 4 sisters. And she said, every time you get with them, they are talking about somebody, putting somebody down, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And she said, I used to get drawn into that. And she said, I went to college and then I moved away, stayed away for about 4 years. And now I dread going back to the holiday, to my family for the holidays, because I know that's what they're going to do. They're going to start this gossip thing. And she said, now it makes me sick to my stomach to talk about everybody.
I get it.
How do I react to my sisters?
Cool. There's a couple of things you can do. And I'm actually literally speaking from experience, because I actually have some friends in my neighborhood that I hang out with in the evenings. We have a good time. And they love to talk about the other people in the neighborhood. They love it. And they know now that I don't participate. And I'll go and I'll hang out and we'll catch up and we'll have a good time. And if they start talking about somebody, I'll do one of several things. The first opportunity, or the first option that you have, is to walk away. It's just to walk away. You don't have to participate. So you're still hanging out with your sisters. You love your sisters. They love you. You're having a good time. When it starts to gravitate towards talking about somebody else's business, you can walk out of that. The other thing that you can do is, I do this sometimes too, where like I'll let them talk and I'll be paying attention to something else absolutely completely unrelated. Maybe I'll watch a sport, something that's happened on television, or I'll pay attention to somebody else's conversation, or I'll order another drink or whatever, you know what I mean? So like I'm still there, but I am not participating. And they know I'm not participating because I'm not participating. I'm outside of that. That's an option. Not always as comfortable as just getting up and leaving. And then the other thing to do that I'm going to say takes a little bit of, for lack of a better word, training and like getting comfortable with it. And that is to just let them talk. You don't have to participate. Let them talk. And like, if they look to you to be like, what do you think? Then your answer is, I really don't know. I really don't know. I haven't seen them in a long time. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. You don't have to say, well, I heard da 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 da. You know, I haven't. really it's between the two of them. I haven't talked to her about this specifically, so I don't even have her perspective, just what everybody else is seeing. So like, I really can't say, because she's going through her own thing, and so is he, or so is this other person. Like, I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. And saying something like that will make them go, huh, I wasn't there either. You know what I mean? And it might not. It might fly right over their heads. But it might be like, interesting. You know what I mean? And it's possible, especially since they're your sisters, it's possible they might call you out on it and be like, well, but what do you think? You know what I mean? And you can just say, look, I don't need to think about it. I got my own shit to worry about. I don't have to worry about what is going on in everybody else's life. That's kind of a conversation ender. Like, and if they push you for more, respond the same way. And you don't have to be mean about it, but you can just be like, look, I got enough drama in my life. I don't need to take on anybody else's. Done. You know what I mean?
Great answer.
Go ahead.
That's a great answer, and who cares? I mean, that's their rat killing. And I'm going to tell you what my grandmother used to say all the time. She would say, you know what the two biggest lie starter sentences are? They said, and I heard. I promise you, it's leading you into a gossip trail of lies.
Right. Well, also, like you said, it's none of my business. It's none of my business what's going on in somebody else's life. And if they want to talk to me about it, then now that's between the two of us. It's none of your business what we had a conversation about. And if they do want to bring me into it, I will try to stay objective and give the advice that they're looking for, or just be the ear to listen the way a friend of mine needs. But that stays with me. That doesn't go beyond anybody else. And so the thing that I always like to think about is, who's the subject of the sentence? We've talked about this before. Whether it's so-and-so is doing this to her husband, or he is doing this to her, or I heard that they are doing da-da-da. Who's the subject of the sentence? She, he, they. Not me. Doesn't have anything to do with me. The same thing is true as like, well, she said she was mad at you. She's mad at you for this. Or they said, they are mad at you. Or even when you're thinking to yourself, I think she's mad at you, mad at me. Who's the subject of that sentence? She's mad at me, which means has nothing to do with you. Until she brings it to your attention that there might be some behavior that you might need to adjust, it's about them. It's not about you. And so that's really, I know I'm making it sound so simple, and I got to be honest with you, Donna, that's because it is.
It is.
We don't think it is, but it really is that simple. This has nothing to do with me. This is not my business. So I'm going to walk away from it. But I do want, is it Lisa who wrote that email? Lisa, I do want you to know that you can still go and enjoy your sisters. Let them get to the place that you are as far as realizing, I don't want to gossip anymore, on their own. It's not free. I mean, you can tell them about your decision not to do that anymore if you're comfortable doing that. But they might not be there, and that's okay. But you are. And so you're going to protect yourself by walking away, by not participating. But be honest. Maybe 80% of your conversations are gossip, but you can still relish and hold on to that 20% of you catching up with your sisters. And there's always the option of changing the subject. Interrupt. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I've been meaning to ask you this because I haven't seen you in forever. What's going on with you and blah, 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 blah. Weren't you going to go back to school? People love to talk about themselves even more than they love to gossip. Mm-hmm. So switch the subject. And get to know your sisters and spend that time with your sisters. Even say to them, look, I don't care what's going on with Susie down the block. How are you? I never get to talk to you. Let's spend this time talking about us.
What you just said, that is a beautiful thing. I mean, you're focusing, I want to know about you. I mean, you're my subject. You're my subject. You're the one I want to hear about. But this is what I used to do because I've got that family too. I mean, it's like turns into a gossip session and I used to hate it. So this is what I've always done.
Okay.
There's always kids around. So I would say, since I'm such a kid at heart, I'm going to go hang out with the kids and see what they got for Christmas. Right. So I'm just
really great thing to do
with them.
Yeah. Remove yourself from the situation. Go help in the kitchen. Like I said, pretend to go to the bathroom, whatever that is. If you're in any kind of uncomfortable situation, leave. You are in control. And if you want to maintain whatever it is, like whatever feeling you want to have that day, you get to keep that, but you got to do it. Which means that you have to get out of the mindset that you have to sit through it. Well, they're family, so I have to sit and be uncomfortable. No, And I'm going to go on an extreme here, and I'm going to tell a little bit of a story. I did not have a great relationship with my father, and my father would sit next to me and run his hands up my thighs. And I thought that I couldn't say no to him. Now, I'm assuming that everybody listening is saying, of course you can say no to him. Get his hands off of your leg. But he was my dad. How do you say you're not supposed to say no to your dad, to your father? And I sat there and I took it. And all of you right now are saying no. There is no difference between that and you walking away from a quote unquote toxic situation of being uncomfortable in a conversation. You are in control. Say no. I don't care who they are to you. Get up and walk away because that's not going to be offensive. You got to pee, even if you don't.
Just do it. Sorry. There's no point in that. There's no point in making your life miserable and being around miserable people. I mean, there's just no point in it. And you can, like you said, you can sit in a polite way. You can get yourself out of that situation. Just walk off. Hey, is it snowing outside? And then just run outside. I mean, even I am a cold-natured person. I've been known to go out in the freezing cold just to get out. Right.
Like literally. Really, that's the thing. Something like going to the bathroom or needing to wash. Like people just like it's just something that everybody has to do. So nobody's gonna question you, even if you have to do it multiple times. Say, I've been drinking so much water, I gotta pee again. You know what I mean?
Wow, that lemonade's good. That sweet tea is just awesome. It's just going straight. Right? Yeah, you can always
right through me.
You always get out of that. We're going to have to go into a commercial in just a minute. Let's talk about Amelia when we come back. She's got a good one. This is a situation that I've heard about as well, but this is from Amelia. But I wanted to also say thank you to our new sponsors. We've got some great sponsors.
Yay.
Twin City has always been around. Twin City with Bobby Ledbetter has been around for at least 15 years with this show. So we definitely appreciate him. But we have a new supply. It's called My Patriot Supply. And this is pretty neat stuff. So what they sell is prepackaged foods and they freeze dry them. You know what freeze drying is, Julia?
Of course.
Well, this is something they use on the machine and it's like the best taste. I mean, and when you put it with water, I mean, it's like a fresh berry. I mean, this is all good stuff, but they have some super sales going on right now. If you buy it in bulk, which is probably what you want to do anyway. So go to the website, mypatriotsupply.com, type in Donna for a promo code, and you'll get a lot of extra special savings just because I'm new to the whole clan. And also Eggs Up Grill. So we're giving away a $25 gift card every single Friday. Eggs Up Grill. Awesome. So they're open only for breakfast and lunch. And you can have breakfast at lunch if you'd like to do that. So that's really, really super. Eggs Up Grill in Honey Bank Town. Thanksgiving is coming. And so I talked with Kathy. Kathy manages 3 of the locations. And I said, well, some people don't like, I mean, they think of a turkey for Thanksgiving or whatever. And she said, oh, my God, have you not tasted our turkey before? And I said, no, because your ham is out of the world. I mean, it's out of the stratosphere. It's so good. And so I tried some of that. And I'm going to tell you what, they've got some good turkey. I mean, they smoke it, and it's really good. So they'll go ahead and do an entire meal for you. If you got relatives coming in from out of town, whatever, you just don't want to cook. Some people don't want to, but they want the meal. Let them do it for you. They'll be glad to do that. And they give away a $25 gift certificate every single Friday as well.
Wow, that's awesome.
Check out the website. Go to donnasedge.com and you'll find all these sponsors in here. Just click on the link and you'll find out more information. Let's go into a break. Cool. And we're going to be right back in just a few minutes. Y'all hang in there with me, okay? Amelia's next.
Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. at Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020. We're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant.
We're back. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge television talk show where truth matters. And I wanted to get right into it because we've got several emails. So Amelia got a divorce 2 years ago. And she said, now, it's not a bad divorce. She said, we're still friends and all that kind of stuff. She said, but I'm dating somebody. And she said, my mother always insists on him coming to our family functions. And she said, I was okay with it, but now I have somebody. And I really don't want him there. It just be really uncomfortable. And he never brings anybody, you know. And so the mother is hoping the two are going to get back together. She said, nobody's fault. We just busted it up. And
so
again,
did she say in the email that the mother is hoping they'll get back together? That's her intention?
Mom does that. And the guy she's going with is really, she likes the guy she's going with. She really likes him. But she just is just in these hopes. They've been married for like 50 something years. The mother and dad have. So they think they should get back together. But she said, we don't want to be back together.
Right.
And it's going to be uncomfortable if he's there for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Okay. I think that the discomfort thing is absolutely avoidable. But let's pause on that for just a second, because what you said, one of the things, honestly, I feel like the most important thing you said is that, oh gosh, what's her name? Amelia said she doesn't want to invite him. Not about discomfort. She doesn't want him there. She wants her new guy there without him. And if she were comfortable with the new guy being there with him, cool. Then that also takes conversation. But what Amelia said is, I don't want him to be there. And so I would say to you, Amelia, is I would really encourage you to have that conversation with your mom. And literally maybe take her to coffee or whatever and just say, Mom, I know I need to have a heart-to-heart with you, and I need you to really try to hear me so that you can understand something. My ex-husband and I don't love each other anymore, and we know that we are not going to get back together. I have a special place in my heart for him. He's my friend, and that's all it's ever going to be. And I need you to understand that and let go of the hope that there's going to be more. I welcome him to our family functions when he doesn't have anything else to do because he's my friend. But I'm with this person now, and I really do like this person, and it makes me feel uncomfortable to have them both there. So I would like to invite him so that you can start establishing a relationship with him and getting to know him without my ex there, because that's what's important to me. And I need you as my mom to prioritize that and to come to terms with the fact that that's not going to happen. And you can hold out hope if you absolutely have to, but he can't come. But keep that to yourself kind of thing. You know what I mean? Because maybe it would happen, but right now, neither of us are on that page. Neither of us are even trying to put that together. We don't want it. And so you got to want things that I want for me. You know, you want me to be happy. You want me to have the relationship that you found with Dad. Well, I'm looking for that. It wasn't with this man. I thought it might be, but it's not. And that's okay, because now I'm going to look and find maybe I will find that relationship. Maybe it is this person. Maybe it's not, but I got to find that out on my own and literally have that very vulnerable, very open conversation with your mom. And you might be thinking like, well, that's easier said than done. My mom doesn't want to listen to me because she's the mom. Cool. But she also has to realize that you're an adult. And maybe you start the conversation with that. I'm grown. I've married. Maybe you've had kids. I don't know. I'm doing this as a career, and you're really proud of me in all these aspects of my life. Am I correct in thinking that you love the adult that I've become? And you're like, and let her acknowledge the fact that you're an adult. And then you can say, with that in mind, I need you to respect the fact that I'm an adult in all of these other aspects. I need you to release this guy the way I have, the way he's released me. That's not the relationship we have. It's not the relationship we're gonna have. And I need you to get on the same page with us because I'm moving forward. And I want you to be a part of that. And if you can't be, then we won't be. And I don't want that. You know what I mean? Because again, going back to what we were saying before, it's about what you want. You're in control. So that's honestly, with any which way that this goes, it's all about having that honest conversation with your mom, with the ex, with the new guy, whatever is needed. Have an open and honest conversation and just be like, and you'll notice in what I said, there was no accusations. You think this, you think that. No. You don't know what she's thinking. That's the impression you're receiving, but you don't know. There's no way for you to know. So what you do is say, I realize that this is important to you. And I realize that all you want is what's best for me. And you want me to have the relationship with my partner that you do with dad. I know that that's not going to be with this person. And I need you to understand that and realize that.
It's that simple. Well, and that can feel like a million things happening if she doesn't do this. First of all, she's going to cause rejection with a new guy coming in. You don't want to do that. You know, I mean, it could be.
If the mom is like, I don't care, he's by himself. I know you guys aren't going to get together. He's by himself. He's part of this family. I want him here. Then that's a conversation that you have with the new guy. And you say, look, I want you here. My mom is insistent that my ex be invited. Are you okay with this? And if he says absolutely not, then that's where you get to decide where you want to be. And maybe that means you don't go to your mom's for Thanksgiving. And that's hard. I'm not going to tell you that's easy, but that's where again, it all comes down to you are in control. You talk to, and if the new dude's cool with it, then I personally, this is where it's up to you, would also talk to the ex and be like, look, I know my mom invited you. We don't want you to be alone, but you need to know that I'm with someone else and he's coming. So I need you to be cool with that. And if you're not, then maybe you get to decide whether or not you come to the event or not. You know what I mean? And that way you are mitigating anything that could happen ahead. Nobody's being taken by surprise that the ex is here or that the new guy's here. Nobody's surprised by this. So there's not going to be an upheaval. And if there is, it's not about you. It's about them because you gave them fair warning. You were the miscommunication of the universe and not miscommunication, like Paget, miscommunicate. Mrs. Communication of the universe. You know what I mean?
Talk to her ex. Maybe she just talked to the ex and say, you know how mother is. You know, mother's, would you be okay with not coming?
I mean, I don't know the situation. And so I don't know the comfortability with talking to any of them. But I would start with the mom because to me, there's more to this than the mom inviting the dude over. Do you know what I mean? Like if she knows for sure and isn't just assuming that it's because, and even if she is assuming, then that's a conversation that needs to happen with mom about like, you keep inviting into this thing, which is making me assume, which I jump into the idea that you think there's a future here. And your mom could be like, no, of course not. I'm just inviting him because he's on his own. And I don't like people to be alone on the holidays. That's a total my mom thing. I don't want people to be alone on the holidays, so I'm just going to invite everybody. And so that's where you have a conversation with, okay, cool. Now I understand what my mom's actually thinking a little bit more. And now I can say, please don't do that this time because I'm going to bring so-and-so. I'm going to bring my new guy. And that's just going to be uncomfortable for everybody. And I don't want that. And she's going to be like, oh my God, me neither. And like, who knows?
I don't even think about that. Yeah, I don't want your new guy to feel uncomfortable. It's the way I would be mother. Right. The way I would say that. So, now, she didn't mention kids or anything like that. So does that change the equation? if
No.
they have kids. Maybe,
No.
it's still. Okay.
No, I don't think it does at all. I mean, no, I don't think it does at all. If it's like, well, he wants to be there so that he's spending the holidays with his children, then that is less about because mom thinks we're going to get back together. And so that's why he keeps being invited. So that's where I'm going to say that it doesn't change anything. But I think that then that is a conversation with the ex of, look, I know you want to be here to spend time with the kids. You're totally welcome. But you know that I'm moving on in my life. And we've talked, maybe we've talked about you doing the same. I'm going to bring my new guy to this. And I need you to be okay with that and be cool with it. Like, then you again, what you're doing is setting everybody up to have the best experience possible. Doesn't mean that they will, because that's then up to them. But you are not blindsiding anybody. I heard this said once, which I appreciated so much, because I'm the kind of person, obviously, this is why I'm giving this advice, that I want people to know what's going on before they get there. And the same thing is true if you're in a plane. What happens? The pilot gets on and says, we're going to be experiencing some turbulence in the next 20 minutes. So everything's fine. We're expecting it. Everything's under control. You hit pretty major turbulence and your heart might race a little bit, but because the pilot let you know ahead of time, I'm going to be okay. Whereas if you're flying along and you hit pretty bad turbulence, you're freaking the heck out because nobody told you it was coming. Mm-hmm. And so it's the same thing here. If it's not about mom, let the ex know, I'm bringing my new guy. Let the new guy know my ex is going to be there. Nobody's caught off guard. They might not like the situation. Their heart still may race, but they're aware and they'll be able to handle it differently. Does that make sense?
It doesn't sound like there's an issue with the ex. Because they're getting along with each other. They just want to be married. And maybe he's just coming around just because he was used to coming around.
Right. And honestly, Donna, I think it's good that we're talking about different possibilities, because while obviously, hopefully one of these possibilities will absolutely help in this situation, but somebody else might be listening in a similar situation with a different variable. And so talking about these other variables, I think bottom line, in any situation, it's about communication. It's about listening to yourself. It's about making sure that you're setting yourself and the people that you love up for the best possible experience, even if it's uncomfortable.
Well, and then what I'm reading, I'm just reading between the lines right here. It looks as if the new boyfriend is not having a problem. She's just trying to prevent catastrophe from happening, and she's probably just trying to put her family on a good level.
Yeah,
there's so many.
That's why I went back to that one statement of, I don't want the ex to be there. That's what to me, that's the impetus of this email is, I don't want this. And that's where I say, cool, talk to mom about it. Don't let her invite him, or tell her not to invite him. And if it's already done, then it's up to you and your comfortability level to talk to the ex and be like, look, this is going to make me really uncomfortable. Is there somewhere else you can go? That's up to you. If the mom has already extended the invitation. But I think that ultimately having that conversation with mom comes down to the fact that she specifically, that's why I clarified, did she specifically say she doesn't want the ex there and that she thinks mom is trying to get them back together? And that's where it's okay, we need to have a conversation with mom. We need to have a conversation with mom to understand what's really going on and to make sure he's not invited.
Well, I'm going back to mom. If I were mom, I think I would ask my daughter, are you going to feel uncomfortable with both guys being there? And if I had just any kind of an idea my son or daughter was going to be uncomfortable with the ex coming there, with me bringing a new boyfriend in, right, I would say, look, it's not worth it. Let me just say, I'll take him out to a Christmas dinner tomorrow night.
Right. But Donna, that's also you. That's how you were raised. That's your culture. That's your experience. So I can't pretend to get in the mind of mom. What I can do is listen to what Amelia is saying, that mom is thinking this. And that's another reason why I would first start by asking Amelia, is that true, or is that what you think? Has she said that to you, or is that what you think? Because so often, you talked to me about when we were talking before we started about your brother. Well, I know him. And it's great, but you're not inside his mind. You don't know the decisions that he's making. So the same thing is true of mom. I can jump to a conclusion about what somebody else is thinking, but I don't know. I really don't know. And when you allow yourself to get out of somebody's head and realize, even though we're looking at the same experience, we're looking at it from two different perspectives. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know what she's thinking, which means if I want to know what she's thinking, or at least get a better idea of what she's thinking, I have to talk to her about it. And I have to say, not you're making me feel this way, but this behavior is leading me to assume that you want us back together. And I just want you to know that that's not going to happen. You know, and she might be like, oh my God, no, I don't want you guys to get back together. Like, or maybe she's like, you're absolutely right. It's what I want for you more than anything. And you can say, great. And I appreciate that. But what you want from me more than anything is the happiness that you have with dad. And I didn't have that with him. And that's why it's not going to work. And I need you to be okay with that. I need you to trust me to find that for myself.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I'm basing it on being a mom and having a son who's married and all those things. And it's like I've never even mentioned, because my son was engaged 2 times before. And so, I mean, it's just, I never bring up the subject of those 2 girls. And no, she did once. She just asked, and they've been married for like 16 years now.
Right.
And I just said, she just wanted to know, you know, what were they like? And I said, well, they were okay, but they're not you. I mean, I never saw Brad so happy. I just never. Right. And when I knew it wasn't working out, and I didn't ask because I didn't want to look like the mommy who didn't want her baby to get married. I'm, you know, right. But what Phil brought it up first. He said, have you noticed he has that deer in the headlight looks when they start talking, you know, when each girl would start talking about the wedding. And I said, I did. But I don't want to be the one to say something because I don't want to be like, you're busting us up. You know, I didn't want anything like that.
Right.
So Phil said, I think I'm in the situation where I can. Phil's stepdad.
Right.
So he went missing. Brad just went with a bunch of his friends out one weekend. I didn't know. And so I was assuming he was with her. That was my assumption because he just gone. He was just, you know. And so then she calls me and wanted to know where he was. And I said, I didn't know what to say. I don't want to mess anything up. I don't want my name and messing something up. Right. And I said, I thought he was with you. And she said, no, he's not with me. And then I said, well, let's make sure he's okay. And so I hung up with her, and then I called his cell phone. And I said, where are you? And he said, I'm with the guys. And I said, okay, your fiance is mad, and I'm mad because you didn't let me know because you put me on the spot. I said, because Scott, I didn't know what to say. Right after that, Phil said he wants to break up with her, and he can't do it.
Yeah.
And, you know, she starts crying and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
Anyway, that worked its own self out without me getting involved.
Right.
So I think.
And I got to be honest with you, how you handled that was beautiful. Not every mom is going to handle it that way. There are moms who are going to get right in and be like, I can tell you're not happy. Get out of this situation. There are moms who are going to be like, I am a mom. And even though my son is an adult, I'm still in control. Do what I say. There's all kinds of moms, and that's not who you are. And that's why I mean, like, we can't get in that. Mom didn't write us. You know what I mean? We can't get in the head of mom, but we can try to give Amelia some advice about, like, talk to mom and have that very vulnerable conversation with no accusation. Not you're doing this or you think this, because you can't tell a person how they think. I mean, you can, but it's not going to get you anywhere, because now all of a sudden they're on the defense. Whereas if you say, this leads me to assume that this might be what you're thinking. Now all of a sudden they're not on a defense, but they can be like, well, yeah, that is what I'm thinking. Or I see how my behavior is making you feel that way. That is not how I'm thinking. I'm doing this because he's by himself and he's a good guy and you guys are still friends. And so then now we have an aha moment in one way or another for both of them. And now there's a place for us to move forward with a more communicative, which means more trusting relationship between mom and daughter, which is very important for the success of every family event from here on out, whether it's with new guy or a different new guy or old guy. Like, seriously, that's what it's about. It's about how do you feel and where do you need to go to make sure you don't feel bad and that you kind of get what you want.
Peaceful holidays with no drama. And that's what it sounds like. Amelia is she just wants to make sure there's no drama, no issues, no whatever. That's what it sounds like. Let's go into another commercial break and we'll talk about Daisy, because Daisy has a situation also, which we need to talk about. We'll be right back in just a few minutes.
Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer
yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonesmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant.
We are back. My name is Donna, and I'm your host. I feel almost like Dear Abby here. Which is kind of cool. But I don't have to answer. You're trained. You're the trained professional. You're going to do that. I have Julia Christine with me right now. Let's go ahead and start talking about Daisy. And
Okay.
One of these people said it was okay to use their name. And there's probably 10,000 Daisies out there and across the United States who could have sent this out. But Daisy has a problem with her mother. And the problem with her mother is at Christmas time, she said she and her ex get along with each other. They have 2 kids. And the mom talks down about their dad every chance she gets. And she said she seems to focus on Thanksgiving and Christmas. And she said, I don't want her talking down about the kid's dad.
Okay,
Mom.
so honestly, it's kind of the same answer as we gave Amelia. Have that conversation. And let's remember that mom talking bad about the dude, about the dad, is literally protection. That is Mama Bear going, my baby got hurt by this jerk of a dude. I don't care about the circumstances. I don't care. My baby got hurt and I'm angry about it. And that's cool. And so if Daisy can remember that even though it's vitriolic language and bad mouthing about this man, it sounds really negative. It is 100% coming from a place of love. And so before going into this holiday, before going into any of the holidays, take your mom out to coffee and just say, Mom, I've noticed something. Especially when you get around the kids and especially around the holiday. And I think it's because you want us to be together and have an amazing family and all of these things. You can't help but talk bad about him And I get it. It's because you love me so much and you hate all of that happening. And you hate that it wasn't perfect and you hate whatever happened. I get it. And I appreciate it. And I love you too. And also, I need you to make sure that you don't talk about it. You can talk about it to me. You can talk about it to your friends, to dad, to whoever, but don't say anything in front of the kids. The kids love him and they're being conflicted by the negative information that they're hearing and the dad that he's trying to be for them. If he is a terrible person, they'll figure it out on their own. Trust me. And if he's not, then give him an opportunity to be the man and the dad that he is. Because yes, he hurt me, but that doesn't mean he's going to hurt them. He's not their lover. He's their father, and he's a damn good one. And so the negative things that you're saying aren't helpful. They're helping you, and they're helping you tell me how much you love me, and I already know that. And I love you too. I love you too. I love you so much, and I appreciate it. And also, I need to ask you to stop. And I think when you call people out on, let's say, bad behavior, again, even when you do it from that kind of non-accusational, you're not accusing her. You're saying, thank you for loving me so much that it comes out in this negative way. But it's not good for you, and it's not good for me, and it's really not good for the kids. And she knows that. She totally knows that. But she loves you so much, it's like she can't help herself. And so this is your opportunity to preempt it by saying, thank you. I love you too. And let's stop this. Let's work on this together. Let's make sure that we don't have to hype him up. We don't have to say anything about him. But we can not say negative things about him. I know you love me. And I know you wish the situation were different. And I know you're just trying to protect me. And you might even be trying to protect them, but it's something they got to figure out on their own. They will. If he's an asshole, they will.
Yeah, but she doesn't say he did.
I know. I'm just trying to put both sides of the coin. If he's a great dad, then like, honestly, I was going to say even more so, but that's not true. Whether he's a good dad or not, they'll figure that out. If he's a great dad, then remind her he wasn't a great husband, but he's a great dad. And so we can't disparage him because he's a great dad, but he wasn't the man for me. And that's cool because look what we got by being together. These amazing children that I wouldn't want out of my life. And I know you wouldn't either. So let's build them up by not pushing him down. Because
kids, because we had this in our family as I was growing up. Okay.
Right.
Let me tell you what the kids think. This is my point of view. All three of us saw all the same thing. First of all, we thought we aren't supposed to be here because their marriage was a wreck. So we're not even supposed to be on planet Earth. And then another thing is kids really, now I'm going to paraphrase this.
Yeah.
If it were incest, if it were anything like that, you better believe I'd be all over it. And I would be telling my daughter, you might want to keep me out. Okay. Because I hate him. I understand a mother with that situation, where if something was harm to the kids, if it was harmful to the kids, or if they hurt my daughter, I would just not say anything to the kids.
Right, exactly. Even that's the thing is that they hurt my daughter has nothing to do with them, with the kids. It has nothing to do with the kids. And my daughter knows that that's the thing is that if I can't imagine that if Daisy felt like her ex-husband was a threat to the children, that she would be writing us about this, that she would have a problem, as big of a problem with him being disparaged at the family functions. And here's the thing, my dad was terrible and people did talk crap about my dad. My mom never did. And so maybe that's the situation, and that's cool. Regardless, it is absolutely still within Daisy's right to say, Mom, they're going to figure it out on their own. I figured it out on my own when I was 8 years old because he wasn't around. I wanted him to be something he wasn't, but he wasn't around. And then when he was, I already told you what he did to me. So the thing is, I figured it out. They will too. And the thing is that if he is amazing, give him the opportunity to be amazing and allow your mom to get excited about the fact that you're absolutely right. He hurt me. He was not a great husband, but he's a great dad and he loves those kids and that's all they need. Like, let's be excited about that because I'm over the fact that he hurt me. I need you to be with me on this. I need you to get on my side about this. I get it. And I literally come at this from a place of gratitude. Thank you so much because you're an amazing mom and you love me so fiercely that you're talking crap about him still to this day. I don't need you to do that. They don't need you to do that. But I appreciate it and I love you for it. But let's stop. And if you want to talk to me about it, fine. Or if you don't want to hear it, Daisy, then talk to dad about it or talk to your friends about it, but not me, because I gotta work with this man as parents of these children. We're not together, but he's still the parent that I have to cooperate with. And so I can't have these negative outlooks and make it about that. I need you to support me in being okay with him. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, and because you love me so much that you're willing to talk crap about him, I know you love me enough to support me like this. Like, come at it and see that now, because literally you're calling her out on her stuff, right? You're calling her out on her behavior, and nobody likes that. But because you're coming at it from an immense place of, I understand that this is absolutely because you love me, and I love you too, and thank you so much. And you're coming at it from a place of gratitude. There's no accusation in that. There's absolute understanding. And then there's, now let's move on together and make this better together. So you've diffused the situation. It's not going to be that difficult of a conversation because there's no accusation. There's absolute love and gratitude. And what else is she going to say? And she could say, no, I'm entitled to say whatever the hell I want in my house. And you can say, cool, then the kids and I aren't coming this year.
It's so simple.
I don't want them around that kind of talk. And so I'm not going to bring them. I love you. But like, I don't think from the tone of Daisy's email that that's what's going to happen. And it just depends on the person. If she completely goes on the defense anyway, maybe that's what she said. And then you can say, okay, cool. I want to give you a little bit of time to think about that, because is it really that important? It surprises me that it's that important to you that you have to say negative things about him rather than my comfort and the comfort of my children. That surprises me. Cool. You're giving her a little bit of opportunity. You're giving her space to be her woman to decide what she wants to do. And then you can say, I'm going to check in with you in a couple of weeks and let me know what you're thinking. Mm-hmm. Cool.
Maybe she'll chill. Maybe she just woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Who knows? Yeah. Now we've got Debbie. Okay. Debbie.
Debbie.
Okay. Debbie is the mother-in-law. Mm-hmm. Okay. So her son and daughter-in-law were divorced a few years ago, and the daughter-in-law does not let the kids come to Debbie's house for the holidays.
Okay.
Okay. Let me say this. Okay. So now I've got a great support system through Phil. Okay. So I was married once before as well. Okay. So my in-laws, Brad's grandparents, I made sure Brad spent time with them because they were great people. They were wonderful. Just because my marriage failed didn't mean that I had to divorce the parents. Okay. Mm-hmm. So they were wonderful people. And because I lived through a divorce as a young person, I didn't want Brad to have the pitfalls I did. I didn't want him to feel guilty for going to their house. I didn't want him to, so we divided Christmas and the holidays up. So he would go, I was thrilled for him to spend time with them, probably more so than my own family. They were just really good people. and also his aunt was just a wonderful person, the uncle, what have you. So what we would do is just drop Brad's off. It could be either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. You just plan these things so there's no issue, no problems. So Phil and I would do that. But Phil was very supportive of that too, because he understood that a child needs all the love they can get.
Yeah. Right. Obviously, this stepdaughter doesn't. And the stepdaughter is in her own head about we don't know why, and we can presume, and we can make all the and Debbie can too. Debbie can assume what this other woman is thinking based on her behavior, maybe based on some things she said. But remember, we're looking at that. Even Debbie is looking at that from Debbie's perspective. So the first thing I want to say to you, Debbie, is that this is not about you. This is not about you. And even if this woman is trying to hurt you, which I don't think she is, it's not about you. And the reason why I don't think she is because she's trying to protect herself, maybe even above her children. And that, again, is not about you. And so I have two ideas for you, Debbie. And the first one is talk to your son, because you can't talk to her and you're not going to convince her of anything, but you can have a conversation with your son and let him know how hurtful this is, and that it's hard not to take personally, and that it really would mean a lot if you could see the children on these holidays. And if there's any way for him to have a conversation with her about coming to some sort of agreement about Christmas Eve or Christmas afternoon instead of Christmas morning, or maybe Christmas morning instead of Christmas evening, or if there's some time where you can get 2 hours with the grandkids, something like that. Maybe he does that and she comes back and says, absolutely not. Maybe he says, absolutely not. I'm not going to talk to that woman. Who knows what will happen from there? But again, we're talking about conversations. We're talking about being honest and knowing that it's nobody's fault, especially not yours. Talking to your son and just saying, this is actually really hurtful and it hurts my heart not to see my grandkids on these holidays. The other thing I would love for you to think about maybe a little bit is, why is that day so important? And that day is so important because society says it is. And so my thought is, cool, have an amazing holiday with your family, with the people that do come to your meals, to the people that do come to that, and arrange something 5 days earlier or 5 days later, because kids love to open presents. Kids love to extend their birthdays, the holidays, all of those.
It's not all done that day.
Exactly. And so allow yourself to have a different day. That's why, people have Thanksgiving and people are starting to have these Friendsgivings where the group, because the friends have to go to their families during the thing, but they want to spend time together. So they're going to have a Friendsgiving and they're going to have it on a different day. Weeks before Thanksgiving, even. I saw a post last night of somebody who had one this weekend. Really? It's the beginning of November. But that's what worked for their friend group. Yeah. So find a time where your son can bring your kids to have a separate Thanksgiving and just make a turkey breast instead of a whole turkey, or do it all, however you want to do it. Celebrate Christmas and Santa came back just for you, or whatever it is, and you can make it even more special than their Christmas day because it's their time with you. And that is what's important. The fact that it's on December the 25th or not doesn't matter. What matters is you are creating amazing memories and special moments between you and your grandchildren, and you are having an amazing time the way it works for however the family is set up. That, I think, is the key.
Perfect. It does not have to be Christmas Day. It just does not. And
it doesn't have to feel bad. It doesn't have to feel different. We, like I said, we hang on to these ideas that it has to be a certain way. No, it doesn't. You can still have the most amazing time with whatever you do and be in that, knowing that there's more. And how exciting is that you get to have that much fun, that you get to enjoy the hell out of this day. And maybe on actual Christmas Day or maybe on actual Thanksgiving Day, you can drink because the grandkids aren't around, or you can use words you wouldn't use around the grandkids, or you can let your hair down a little bit because the grandkids aren't there.
You're so careful.
Fun. What?
You don't have to be so careful. You know what I mean?
Exactly, because the grandkids aren't there.
Okay, we're going to have to call it a day. Julia, thank you.
Fun.
Have fun, please.
Have fun. Take care of yourself. And don't
I know Julia and I are going to have fun.
That we say as a society has to happen. It's not
here's what you and I are going to have to do. It does not have to be Christmas Day, Julia. Okay, so sometime this next year, you come and I'm going to do a Southern Christmas for you.
Oh my gosh, I would love that.
And then I'm going to do
bad news though, Donna. I don't eat meat.
Next year. No, that'll be easy. I'll have veggies from the garden. Yeah. Okay, good. The salads and all that kind of stuff. And then sometime I'm going to go to New York.
Yes. Anytime.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Television Talk Show. We'll see you next time around.